From living in luxurious penthouses to being locked behind cold prison walls, Lil Durk's life has changed in just 5 months. The rapper is now stuck in the MDC Los Angeles, facing serious charges. He is accused of putting money on a rival's head, and if he is found guilty, he could spend the rest of his life in prison with no chance of parole. But before his trial starts, what is life really like for the OTF leader in prison? Just a few months ago, Lil Durk was living a dream life with big mansions, fancy cars, private jets, and a music career that put him at the top. But in a flash, everything was taken away. Instead of waking up to beautiful views and soft sheets, he now wakes up to cold, dim prison walls at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Los Angeles. Lil Durk, whose real name is Derek Banks, was arrested on October 24th and first sent to the Miami Federal Detention Center. But this time, things are different. The feds came down hard on him, charging him with much more serious crimes than ever before. The case against Lil Durk connects him to an alleged murder-for-hire plan that ended in bloodshed. The case focuses on the killing of LOL Tim, who was Quando Rondo's cousin, in August 2022. Prosecutors believe it was a targeted attack. As the charges grew, conspiracy, possession of firearms, and even planning a murder for hire, the government made it clear that they would not let Durk get away easily. His legal team tried everything to get him released, even offering a $3 million bond. But the court refused. They denied his bail, saying he was too much of a risk. This decision destroyed any hope Durk had of getting out before his trial, leaving him stuck in jail until his court date. On November 13th, he was quietly moved to MDC Los Angeles, where he now waits, locked up with some of his closest OTF friends, Con KY, Grant DeAndre, D.D. Wilson, Keith Flocka Jones, and ASA Boogie Houston, all facing the same serious charges. They used to rule the streets together, but now they are all behind bars in a high-security prison. Their futures are uncertain, and if Durk thought MDC would be easier than Miami, he quickly learned it would not be. MDC is not like a typical prison. It does not have iron bars or that creepy, old-school feeling you might expect. But do not be fooled by how modern it looks. Inside, it is every man for himself. The prison was built in 1988 to hold people waiting for their trials, not for long-term sentences. But because there are too many people and not enough staff, it has become a dangerous place. Unlike state prisons where people are kept in separate areas based on their threat level, MDC is a mix of all kinds of criminals. There are drug lords, violent criminals, gang leaders, and high-profile people all in the same building. When so many powerful people are together, things can get chaotic quickly. Violence happens every day. There is no way to know when a fight might start or when tempers will explode. A small argument can turn into a big fight in an instant. In this prison, being a celebrity does not matter. Lil Durk might be one of the biggest rap stars in the world, but to some of the other prisoners, he is just another target. It is also dangerous because contraband is always getting in. Some guards at MDC have been caught bringing in drugs, weapons, and cell phones for a price. These corrupt officers let criminal groups grow stronger inside the prison. For someone like Durk, who already has a target on his back because of his rap career and gang connections, one mistake could make things even worse. The prison itself is in bad shape. Inmates say it is falling apart with broken equipment and terrible conditions. Even simple things that prisoners need can take months to fix, making life in there frustrating and unpredictable. Being locked up with his OTF friends might seem helpful, but in a place like this, loyalty is never promised. The pressure of being in the system can make anyone break. With so much at stake, even close friendships can be tested. Durk and his crew are not just sitting around. They are fighting for their freedom. The government has a strong case, and as the trial gets closer, the stress is building. The threat of people turning on each other, making deals, or betraying one another is always there. No one wants to be the one who gets blamed for everything. And when facing federal charges, the chance to get a lighter sentence by turning in someone else can be tempting. It is also not clear how much Durk is able to talk to his co-defendants. The feds often separate people who are involved in the same case so they cannot plan together or influence each other's stories. If the authorities think people might be coordinating, they will act quickly to stop it. Things could get worse for Durk, especially with accusations of trying to tamper with witnesses. On top of everything, he has already caught the attention of prison officials for breaking the rules. Court filings show that Durk was caught making unauthorized three-way calls, which is strictly forbidden at MDC. Prosecutors jumped on this, using it to show that if he cannot follow basic prison rules, how could he be trusted to follow the law if he were released? This made it even harder for him to get bail and added even more pressure to the case against him. Beyond the physical threats, there is the mental battle. Being locked in a cell, cut off from the outside world, and waiting for your fate can break anyone. Durk, who built his whole life and career on surviving and staying strong, now faces his toughest challenge. The prison offers basic mental health services, but they are limited. Inmates can get help for crises or therapy, but group sessions and one-on-one meetings are rare. Most of the time, inmates are left alone to deal with their own thoughts. The constant isolation, uncertainty, and the feeling of always being watched can mess with anyone's mind. It is a form of psychological pressure that can break even the strongest person. Durk's only real escape is through recreational activities. MDC LA offers basketball, ping pong, pool, and even educational programs for inmates who want to earn their GED. But in a place where violence can happen at any moment, it is hard to relax. Even stepping onto the basketball court means keeping a lookout. Despite all of this, Durk is trying to stay strong, or at least that is what he wants people to believe. In a phone call that was leaked on November 15th, he sounded hopeful. He told a friend that he was staying focused and keeping his spirits high, hoping to return to his family. His Instagram post said, "We are not glorifying negativity. We are more than just street guys. We are men of honor and code." But how much of that is real, and how much is just a front? No matter how strong someone is, prison changes them. The pressure of an upcoming trial, the fear of a life sentence, and the worry of who might turn against you, it all builds up. Durk may sound calm on the phone, but behind closed doors, he is dealing with a fight like nothing he has ever faced. The seriousness of his case could turn his time in prison into something permanent. Durk's legal troubles have only gotten worse since his arrest. What started as a murder-for-hire charge has now become even more dangerous. He and his OTF friends are facing a full RICO case. If found guilty, they could face life in prison with no chance of parole. The government is not just trying to lock Durk away, they are trying to destroy him. The first superseding indictment, revealed in November 2024, shows a complex web of conspiracy, violence, and revenge stretching back years. This is not just about one crime. The government is saying that Durk is the leader of a criminal organization. To them, OTF is more than just a rap label. It is a gang involved in murder, assault, and racketeering. The government is accusing Durk of being the leader, using his money and influence to order hits, reward violence, and control OTF like a criminal business. If there is one thing the feds are good at, it is using the RICO Act to take down big figures. Originally created to fight the mafia, the law is now being used to target rap groups and street gangs. The government is using it to paint Durk as the head of a criminal empire. The situation for Durk keeps getting worse. The case against him connects him to a deadly plan of revenge. Everything goes back to the 2020 murder of King Von. His death shook the drill music world and caused a chain of violence and fear. Prosecutors say that after Von was killed in Atlanta, Durk ordered a hit on the people responsible. This led to the August 2022 attack on Quando Rondo's crew in Los Angeles. The authorities claim that Durk personally ordered the shooting and sent his people across state lines to track down and kill a rival. The evidence is strong. It is not just guesses or rumors. The case is based on months of investigation, witness statements, and help from inside sources. They say they have everything from surveillance footage to phone calls, text messages, and even lyrics from Durk's songs. Prosecutors believe these lyrics are confessions, which makes the case stronger. Durk is not the only one facing serious charges. Several members of his OTF crew are also caught up in the case. These include Con London, Grant, AKK, and Voney. Prosecutors believe Voney helped plan the attack, set things up, and got the weapons. DeAndre "D.D." Wilson is accused of going with the crew to Los Angeles for the attack. Heath "Flacka" Jones is said to have pulled the trigger during the shooting. David Brown and Brian Lindsay are believed to have helped with the planning. ASA Boogie Houston is accused of driving the getaway car and helping cover up the crime. The indictment lists over 25 separate actions that were part of this planned murder. These include buying plane tickets with OTF's credit cards, getting weapons, and communicating everything through secret messages. The authorities say each step was carefully planned. It gets even worse. If Durk and his crew are convicted, they could lose everything. The feds want not only life sentences, but also the money and assets they earned. This includes homes, cars, jewelry, and even money from music connected to their crimes. The feds have more than just witness statements. They have technology to prove their case. The FBI is said to have intercepted phone calls between Durk and his crew. These phone calls were coded, but the authorities believe they show that a murder-for-hire plot was happening. One of the key pieces of evidence is a phone call where Durk allegedly mentioned ordering the hit. Later, he is said to have mentioned the murder in one of his songs. The government believes his lyrics are confessions, just like in other big cases, such as the ones with YNW Melly and Young Thug. In addition to the phone calls, the feds used surveillance videos to track Durk and his crew before and after the shooting. They also have financial records showing payments made before and after the crime. They even have testimony from people inside the crew, suggesting that someone may have turned against Durk. At first, people suspected an OTF member named Jam, who had been a loyal figure in the crew. Jam had spent many years in prison for attempted murder, so he had a tough reputation. But things have only gotten worse for Durk. What started as a charge for murder has now turned into a full RICO case, which could lock him away for the rest of his life. Prosecutors are not just calling him a rapper anymore, they're saying he is the mastermind of a criminal group. They claim his OTF, Only the Family, label is not just a music label, but an organized gang involved in murder, violence, and illegal activities. The government wants to put him away for good. The case became more serious in November 2024, showing how long and deep this conspiracy runs. The authorities are using the RICO, Racketeer-Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, which was made to take down the mafia, to target rap groups and street gangs. At the heart of this case is the 2020 murder of King Von. The prosecutors argue that after Von's death, Durk put out a bounty on those responsible. This led to the attack on Quando Rondo's crew in Los Angeles in 2022. They say Durk ordered the hit and sent his people across state lines to kill a rival. There is a lot of evidence against Durk. They say they have footage showing OTF members before and after the attack. They also claim to have recorded phone calls where Durk gave the go-ahead for the murder. There are financial records showing payments before and after the crime, and even witness testimony saying someone in OTF might have turned informant. Even Durk's rap lyrics are being used as evidence against him, with prosecutors claiming they are confessions. A big part of the controversy is OTF member Jam. There are rumors that Jam turned informant after cooperating with the authorities. Some say Jam gave information that links Durk to the murder plot. Other people, like King Yella, claim that Jam even mentioned Durk in the murder of Luov, Rondo's cousin, as revenge for Von's death. A video from DJ Academics and reporter Trench's News added more fuel to these rumors. They said Jam decided to cooperate with the feds after Durk ignored a request from Jam's baby mother for legal help. Wack 100, a well-known figure in hip-hop, also spoke about Jam's situation, saying that after Jam got out of prison and had money and cars, he flipped when he got caught with a gun. However, Jam has denied all of these rumors. In a post from December 2024, he said that when the truth comes out, people will see he is not the reason the feds got involved. He said the paperwork will show the real story. Despite these serious charges, some legal experts and fans think the case is not as strong as the government claims. There are weak points, like credit card and travel records. The authorities say OTF credit cards were used to book flights, rental cars, and weapons for the hit. But Durk's defense can argue that many people had access to those cards, and that his message about not booking flights in his name shows he tried to stay out of it. Surveillance footage shows OTF members meeting after the murder to talk about payments and music deals, but Durk was not there. Some legal experts think that without solid proof, like a confession or a direct order from Durk, the case is not as strong as the authorities say. The future looks uncertain for Durk. His trial, which was set for January 2025, has now been moved to October 2025. This means he will stay in jail even longer. The government is preparing for a big case with over 230 gigabytes of evidence, 20,000 pages of documents, and hours of surveillance footage. They're treating this as one of the biggest criminal cases in hip-hop in years. Fans are still supporting him with #FreeDurk, but the truth is much harsher. If the case does not change, Durk could be in prison for the rest of his life. And the scariest part is that the trial has not even started yet. Some people believe Durk will beat the case, saying his co-defendants are in even more trouble. They think that if one of them turns against Durk, his lawyers can easily tear apart their testimony. While the authorities have built a strong story, the case against Durk is mostly based on circumstantial evidence. Unlike other big RICO cases, there is no direct proof that Durk was at the scene or gave the order for the murder. One thing that could help Durk is his image. He has worked hard to show himself as a more mature person, focusing on charity, religion, and positive music. His legal team could argue that he is no longer involved in street violence. But the authorities have spent years building their case, and if they have hidden evidence, like wiretaps or an informant, things could change quickly. Fans are divided. Some think Durk will walk free, while others worry this could be the end of his career and freedom. Only time will tell. Before his arrest, Durk was at the height of his career. He was releasing hit singles, teasing big collaborations, and getting ready to release one of the most anticipated rap albums of 2024. His album Deep Thoughts was supposed to be released on October 18, 2024, a date fans had eagerly been waiting for. But after Durk was arrested, everything changed. First, the album's release was quietly moved to November 22, 2024. Fans noticed the change when they saw the new date on Apple Music. While it was frustrating, they still hoped Durk's legal issues would not keep him from releasing his music. But as things got worse, the release was delayed again, this time to March 2025. Fans grew even more frustrated, as Deep Thoughts had been building hype for almost 2 years, with tracks like Turn Up a Notch, Monitoring Me, and Late Checkout keeping fans excited and eagerly waiting for its release. In the meantime, people in the streets were really excited about Durk's new project. They expected it to be his most personal and deep album yet. Fans were eager to hear about his journey, his struggles, and the challenges that come with success. But then, something unexpected happened. A tracklist was leaked online on October 1st, which got fans talking. The tracklist included features from unexpected names like Kai Cenat, Morgan Wallen, and Sabrina Carpenter. This led to debates on social media, with some people wondering if Durk was moving away from his usual drill music style. Some even thought he was selling out. Durk quickly cleared things up, saying that the leaked tracklist was not real, but fans were still left wondering what the actual tracklist looked like. One song that everyone was hoping would make it onto the album was Walk Hard, a collaboration with Drake. DJ Academics and Aiden Ross had teased it before, and Academics even played a sneak peek of the music video. But then, rumors started that Drake might have been removed from the track. After the fake tracklist was proven to be false, fans were hopeful that the Drake feature would still be on the album. However, with Durk now in jail and the album Deep Thoughts delayed, fans are left wondering if they will ever get to hear it. Despite everything going on with his case, Durk is not facing this alone. His family has been right there with him, attending court, making statements, and showing everyone that they're supporting him no matter what. His longtime girlfriend, India Royale, has been one of his biggest supporters. After his arrest, she was seen standing outside the courthouse, waiting for updates. The pictures of her standing strong quickly spread on social media. Some people admired her loyalty, saying it showed how strong their love was. Others felt that this kind of loyalty should be expected from any serious partner, and some wondered if she would continue supporting him through this difficult time. Durk and India's relationship has not always been easy. They have gone through ups and downs, including a brief breakup in 2022. But through it all, India has stayed an important part of Durk's life. Her presence at the courthouse shows that she is sticking by him once again, and it seems like their bond is still as strong as ever.